Howdy ho, folks, it's me, once again, Duke Record, coming to you live from the studio in New York City. I'm about to do my first premiere draft in the Edge of Eternities. I am a little bit behind, so let's just get right into it. But before we do that, if you are new to the channel and you like what you see, please like, share, and subscribe. But more importantly, come on over to twitch.tv/DukeRecord. Link in the description where you can catch me streaming video games, leather crafting, and other assorted nonsense every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from around 4 to around 8 Eastern Standard Time. With that out of the way, looks like we're ready already for pack one. Pick one. What are we getting? Let's see. Nova Hellkite, flying haste. When it enters, it deals 1 damage to target creature and opponent controls. 4/5. Flying haste. Wow. You can warp it in and just hit your opponent, and it deals 1 damage, so it could kill a small. Yeah, we definitely take that. Of all these other cards, I don't know much about the format. I know that Rayblade Trooper is one of the better white commons. Let's see. Voidborn is not that high up there. Banishing Light's supposed to be good. Scoutlander's supposed to be good, right? Close Encounter looks like it would be pretty good. Yeah. What's Cavron Hunter? When it attacks, pay 2. If you do, create a 2/2 tapped and attacking. And it's a 1-mana 2/1, so that's an aggressive creature. And this is an aggressive creature. We're going to take the aggressive 4/5 flyer with haste to target creature and opponent controls. I also think that this makes blocking really weird. I'm going to take the Hellkite. We like that card. Faller's Faithful. Destroy up to 1 other target creature. That seems pretty okay. Greenhouse, put 1/1 counter on each creature you control. When it enters, draw 2, discard a card. That seems pretty good. When this enters, create a 2/2, and then it has flying and first strike when you station it for 9. Okay, there's a Cryogen Relic. There's a Red Tiger Mechan, which is pretty aggressive here. I think that I don't like Scour for scrap. Just search your library for an artifact. I don't think that that's going to be good enough. I think that Faller's Faithful is going to be good, because if your opponent plays their bomb and you just play this to get rid of it, sure, you give them 2 cards. It also is like a variation on the, oh, did that take damage? It's now just dead, right? Nova Hellkite could also just, like, in conjunction with this, kill it, right? So I'm going to take the Faller's Faithful here. Rig for War is just like an combat trick, right? Magus of the Moon, non-basic lands or mountains. I'm glad that they put the border onto it. When you cast your second spell, each turn put a 1/1 counter on this creature and draw a card. That seems really good. Mechan Assembler, whenever another artifact you control enters, create a 2/2 colorless robot artifact creature token. It triggers once a turn. Dauntless Scrapbox, when this creature enters, exile each opponent's graveyard, create a lander token. That's pretty good. Banishing Light, I think, is pretty good as well, right? One of white's better commons. I'm tempted to take either Scrapbot or Banishing Light here. Sunstar Lightsmith also seems pretty good in the Flurry deck or the +1/+1 counters deck, but I think the Scrapbot's just very good because you empty your opponent's graveyard and you create a lander token, which is like kind of a 2.5 for 1. The Sunstar Expansionist, this is a 2/3, becomes a 3/3 if you have landfall, and if your opponent has more lands and you create a lander token. There's also a Night Luminary and a null. Lash Whip Predator is a 5/7 reach that can cost 4 if your opponent has 3 or more creatures. I'm going to take the Expansionist. I think that card's fantastic. Zookeeper Mechan's also very good. Mana Dork that can pump something. Actually, yeah, no, maybe we should just take the Mechan here. The Mana Dork that can pump something, like it's just an unrestricted Mana Dork, right? It's a 1/3 for 2 that taps for red, so we can like kind of ramp into our Hellkite if we're not planning on warping it in there. And then we could also like use it to pump something for 7 mana. You could tap it for its own mana, right? Other creatures you control get +1/+0 during your turn. I don't know if that's good enough. Symbiotic Might's okay. Let's see, Cloud Sculpt Technician. Sacrifice another artifact to create land, draw a card. This seems like a good way to dig out of a bad situation if it boards at parity. Non-land permanent. Left. Okay, so this is for the Void deck. That's a very expensive creature. Comet Crawler, when it attacks, if you sacrifice an +1, +2/+0. None of these are particularly good. I'm gonna take the Actually, Embracing Oblivion is probably like the best card here, right? Destroy target creature or spacecraft. Bone Shards, essentially. Well, what we got here? There's a Bombard, 4 damage to target creature. That seems solid. Scour for scrap, we don't want that. I don't like tutors. It can get you an artifact from your graveyard to your hand, right? Dock Worker Drone, when it enters, put a 1/1 counter on it. When it dies, put its counters on a creature you control. That seems pretty good for the green-white deck. When this creature enters, return up to 1 target permanent you control to its owner's hand. Up to, I guess you could rebuy ETBs and it's a Windrake. This is just the standard 3/2 defender. That's that thing. I don't think the gear is that great, and I don't feel too good about the Crasher. Timeline Color, here we go. This is a nice aggressive card. There's also a Nebula Dragon. Surprisingly, Nebula Dragon is one of Red's best commons. Which is crazy. It's like its second best common, but I think we want to take the Timeline Color because Black-Red is a warp deck, and sometimes you just warp this out of the graveyard, right? It's also a 2/2 haste, but you could pay 1 and warp it and just like smack in early on. We'll confirm that. Let's see. Mechanizoa is pretty good. What's Swarm Color? When it becomes tapped, you may sacrifice another creature artifact if you do draw a card. There's also a Beckoner and the Red Tiger Mechan Wield. I actually don't think that this is terrible, but I think, So it's curious because, Peregrine Beckoner is also pretty good. And it's a 2 and a 5. Let's take the Peregrine Beckoner. Let's see. Caesarean Voidborn, whenever this creature or another dies, target opponent loses a life and you gain a life, and it's got Warp. Seems like the best card here, especially for us. 2 or more tapped creatures, put a 1/1 counter. That's for the red-white stations deck. And Thaumaton Torpedo, sacrifice, destroy target, blah, blah. That doesn't seem very good. I'm going to take the Voidborn. Let's see, what do we have in terms of removal? Red Tiger Mechan is here for us. Let's take that. That seems okay. And we have Embrace Oblivion and Bombards. That seems pretty good already. Red Tiger Mechan I will take. This is my first draft, so we're going to be finding out a lot of stuff. If something was warped, this is a payoff for the warp deck, but it's a 5-drop and we have a lot of those. There's a Luminary and a Tenderfoot. I'll take the Luminary, but like I don't think we're playing it. And obviously the Meltstrader's Gear is another card that we're taking, but probably not playing. What is this? Thespian Stage, that's cool. What is this? Remnant Elemental. An 0/4 with Reach for 2. Orbital Plunge is one of Red's better commons. It's a pretty good removal spell. 4 mana, deal 6 damage to target creature. If there's excess damage, you create a lander token. I don't think we want Cosmogoyf. That seems unplayable. I think we just take the Orbital Plunge here. There's also a Dark Endurance, but the part about this targeting a blocking creature is a trap. And we already have a card like Peregrine Beckoner, which kind of functions like Dark Endurance. Granted, that's not an instant, but you know, imagine if this was a instant. Woo! It would have to cost like probably 2 more. I'll take the Orbital Plunge. Sir Vondin, Sunstar Exemplar, Vigilance Menace 2/2. When another creature you control dies or is put into exile, put a 1/1 counter and you gain a life when he's put into exile. While his power is 4 or greater, destroy up to 1 target non-land permanent. That seems good, but then there's an Interceptor Mechan, and and there's a Gravkill. Alright, so the Interceptor Mechan is Gravedigger, but also if you trigger Void, it's a flying Gravedigger, hold on. And if you trigger Void, it gets a +1/+1 counter, and I think we're in for that. That's a fantastic 4 for us. I think Turbo Drone's not too bad either, and or Plate Pangolin can become a problem. I would probably take the Mechan followed by the Gravkill, and maybe I should be taking the Gravkill before the Mechan, but I think we're going to want the Mechan to get something back from our graveyard. Let's take that. I was going to take the Servandum. I was considering it. Full Bore is... It also gains Trample and Haste, so this is for the Warp deck, but there's a... Let's see. I don't know if a combat trick like this is going to be good at all. Whereas I think Mononist is just better. It's a 2/1 flyer that when it dies, it creates a 2/2, right? So basically, it's a slightly worse Windrake that replaces itself when it dies. Jeez, it's so power crept. Let's take the Mononist. I don't think we want this full bore card here. Mechanizaur is pretty good. There's another Exceptionist. And yeah, I don't think we're going to be playing white or green. So there's a Dubious Delicacy. Fantastic removal spell. I'm going to put the removal in this pile here. It also can be used to go face later on in the game by dinging your opponent for 3 life. Or you can use it to gain 3 life, right? The fact that it's also instant speed, -3/-3, gets around a lot of things, which I like. So we're going to take that over anything else here. Pinnacle Killship, strangely enough, apparently very good. Which is wild, you know, because like I don't remember Meteor Golem being particularly good, but we're going to take the Delicacy. Let's put this and this Melt Strider gear into the side. What is this, Faithful? When it enters, destroy 1 target creature. If it wasn't dealt damage this current turn, its controller draws 2 cards. There's also another Mononist. And there's a Territorial Bruntar, which could be very good top-end landfall. Exile the top card of your library until exile non-land card. You may cast that card this turn. We have a lot of 3s. We don't have a 6 yet. We have very few 2s. Melded Moxite's okay, from what I understand. And there's also another Dauntless Scrapbot. I'm going to take the Bruntar. Not just because it like sort of ended there, but because it was like, yeah, all right. Memorial Team Leader is, I think that's okay, but there's a Depressurize. And Depressurize is probably one of the better black removal spells in the format, right? Yeah, Depressurize is one, it's the best black common actually. We need 2s, so I'm going to take the Depressurize. Probably better than, not Thoughtseize, Coercion. Yeah, let's take the Depress. Let's see. Mononist Century is, like, it's okay, I want to say. I don't think it's great. I think we take it just because, well, actually, there's a Red Tiger Mechan, which does fill a point in the curve as a 2-drop, right? And we're not really attacking with this thing. This thing is really for crewing things and maybe trading. I think this is better in, like, the control deck, actually. So let's take the Mechan. And plus, ooh, a Fell Grab Ship. Mill 3 cards, return a creature or space craft from your graveyard to your hand. That's a fantastic card. There's also Minimum and the Command Bridge. And yeah, let's take the Fell Grab Ship. It's another card to get back cards from our graveyard, and then later on it could be a 3/2 flying lifelinker if we station it for 8. I think that's fine. I think you want your vehicles, or sorry, your spaceships to get you value. Let's see. Drill 2 deep, destroy target artifact, or I don't think we want to do that. So let's take the Crawler. I don't think we want drill 2 deep either, because like it's just, this is a filler level card versus a 2-drop that's like not great. Cavaron Turbo Drone or another Skittermaw at the beginning of your end step. I'm gonna take the Skittermaw actually, because this is a void payoff. Yeah, this is a void payoff. Full Bore Wield, as did Skywarden, another void payoff that we're probably not just not playing because it's another 5-drop. I'll take the Full Bore here. I don't think we're playing it though. Graveblade Heavy or Rig for War. I'm gonna take the Heavy, but we're probably not playing it. And Rig for War. We already have a combat trick. What's this? Create a when it leaves, it deals 2 to any target. That's like fine, I want to say, but like it only really does things if we're using the what's that thing called, the flyer that I don't think I took, the 2/4 that when you attack you could sacrifice something to draw a card. Yeah, now I kind of wish I had that. What's this? When it enters, if a non-land or a spell is warped, exile up to 1 instant or sorcery. That only happens 1 time. Ew. There's a Moxite. I'm actually tempted to take Weapons Manufacturing over, like, anything else here. 2 or more tap creatures. What's the matter, Summer? There's also a Melded Moxite, which can help us cycle through our deck. Well, I guess we took it. There's a Sammy. I think we could take the Sammy. This is like a bomb. There's also another Mononist, right? But this is a 6-drop anyway. Come here for a while. Ah, my cat's yelling at me. Spells you cast have affinity for artifacts. Pain in the butt. We could probably splash that, especially if we get like another maybe Scrapbot, and if I took that Sacred Foundry earlier, right? This is a double mythic pack, by the way. There's also a Mononist and another Orbital Plunge and another Embrace Oblivion. Yeah, let's take the Sammy. Seems like a good 6. There's also Small Sammy, Nesting Grounds. There's another Zookeeper Mechan, which we do need to, so I'm going to take the Zookeeper Mechan. There's also a Red Tiger Mechan. Yeah, let's take the Zookeeper Mechan, because like it helps us to, it's another 2, it helps us to ramp, right? That Sacred Foundry is probably not wheeling. This Sammy, if you control 2 or more tapped creatures. Okay, affinity for artifacts, but I really think we care more about the Double Strike Vigilance part of that card. Wow, Star Cage. Alright, so there's draw 2 cards, lose 2 life, there's a Nebula Dragon, and there's an Insatiable Skittermaw. I don't think we want a 6. Right, or sorry, a 7. Draw 2, lose 2, if instead, and each opponent loses 2, if instead, of you losing 2, if you trigger Void. And I think that that's fine, especially because we don't really have any card draw in the deck, and it costs less than this thing's Nebula Dragon. Otherwise, I would take the Nebula Dragon, actually. How are we doing on creatures? There's a Void Forge Titan, and I don't think that that's good enough here. Non-land permanent or a spell was warped, you draw a card and lose a life. You know, that's possibly okay. This is the thing that triggers, let's see. Becomes tapped, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact if you do draw a card. Yeah, we probably play that over like Grav Blade Heavy, and I don't want another 5, especially not this one. Plus this flies. Yeah, let's take the Swarm color and cut the Grav Blade Heavy. It's another Timeline color, right? Which is a good 2. There's a Slag Drill Scrapper, which I think we can take actually here, because we have weapons manufacturing. Is it better than that? We're trying to build a thing here. We're trying to build a deck here, baby. There's a Crone Companion. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, you gain a life. Put a target card from a graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library. I don't think that's pretty at all good for us. This is a 4/3 with Warp 2 that can make all of your other creatures slightly bigger, so it's kind of a Trumpet Blast. I think we'll take it, but I don't know if we're playing it. It does become a 2-drop. Embrace Oblivion versus... Let's see. We have a lot of removal. Maybe we just take another 1 over an Embrace Oblivion. You know what? Actually, let's take the Embrace Oblivion. Let's see. Roving Actuator. I don't think we want that, but it's probably the best card for us here. Reveals their hand. Yeah, let's take the Actuator. We're probably not playing it. There's another Embrace Oblivion. Sure, seems good. Another Red Tiger Mechan. We're not playing either of these. And we gotta cut. We gotta cut things down. I think we have a good amount of removal, right? Cat's just sitting over there. She thinks she's so cute. Yeah, we got 54 cards. Not all of it great. We're gonna split it up into creatures and spells. We have 22 creatures. Like, we don't need them all. Like, Actuator, gone. Skywarden, likely not keeping that. I'd rather have the Beckoner over, like, the Skyward. And the Hellkite seems much better. The Red Tiger Mechans we probably don't need 3 of. They are 2-drops, technically. They're 2s that are also 4s. That's the thing. How are we doing in terms of removal? We got Plonge. We got Bombard. We're taking out the Rig, and we're taking out the Full Bore. We got 3 Embrace Oblivions, and we got 1 Depress. What's Decode Transmissions? That's the card draw, right? Yeah. Oh, and Dubious Delicacy. Alright, so we probably don't need so many Embrace Oblivions. How are we doing on artifacts, actually? 10 artifacts. Okay. So we need to be careful, because this is whenever a non-token artifact you control enters, create a colorless artifact called Munitions. So this gives us something to sacrifice. Is this going to be good? That's a problem. I don't think it will be. That's my main concern. Yeah, let's cut it. It's not good enough. We have a Felgrav ship. So let's cut some of the worst cards, right? Permanent left the battlefield. I think we can keep that. Mononist is fine. Destroy up to 1 target creature. We only took 1 of those? I thought we had a second one. That's also more card draw. This is filler level. I'll take that out. The Scrapper, I think, can be okay. This is also instant speed, so we can do it in response to removal. Sacrifice another artifact or creature if you do draw a card. Sure. We count these as 2s and these as 2s. We have a lot more 2s, right? Oh, I only have 3. What happens here is, like, it becomes harder to figure out, like, you know, we're not really affinity for artifacts. That's so weird, right? Maybe this is the worst card that we're gonna, and I don't know if splashing is gonna be good enough. A double strike vigilance 4/4 for 6, right? Like, it doesn't win us the game. Yeah, all right, let's get rid of that. It makes our mana better too. How many creatures do we have? 18. Let's cut a creature. It's probably the Scrapper, or maybe it's a Mechan. It probably is a Mechan. Actually, you know what? It's probably the Memorial Team Leader. No, it's a Mechan. Let's get rid of a Mechan. We have so much removal. Plunge, Bombard, Delicacy, Depress. So let's cut 1, 2 Embrace Oblivions, right? So that way we have 5 removal spells. A card draw. This gets a creature back, this gets a creature back, and this can possibly get us 2 cards. Or it could kill something, so that's also another piece of removal. So let's go with this. We have a 5, which is actually also a 2, and a Territorial Bruntar, which I don't mind. This also can get us card advantage. Yeah, let's go with this. Call it done. Actually, wait, hold on. Let me double check the mana balance. Okay, so we have 9 and 8. All right, that seems fine. All right, going to round 1. But before we face our first opponent, I have to ask you, dear viewer, yes, you, please hit that thumbs up button for me, please, 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 please. That's it. That's all I'm asking. Maybe tell your friends if you had a good time with us here. And you know, with that out of the way, here's our first opponent. We're 0-0 going into round 1. This is my first match in the new format. Kind of dragged my feet about getting here. More on that during the farewell to the format. And this looks okay. Have the Dauntless Scrapbot too. Yeah, let's keep this. No 2s, but we have a bunch of 3s. You know, it's funny. Nova Hellkite could just like kill a Dauntless Scrapbot. Oh, did I leave the end turn? Did I leave my bird out? Whoops. All right. End turn. So this doesn't. It's only when they die, right? Sure. 3/2. We don't need to bombard that. I think we just Nova Hellkite here. You know what? Actually, I don't think we need to Nova Hellkite. Just get this online. We're not attacking into the Shieldmate. I kind of want to see if they'll play an X1 for the Nova Hellkite. And we're going to hold off playing the Mechan for a bit. Opponent's 3 colors, Grixis Tron immediately. That must be nice. Red Tiger Mechan. Okay. Oh, wow, that gets to attack. No blocks. Okay. Getting the end step. I guess I could have traded this for that, but it wouldn't have really mattered. I think we just leave up Bombard, right? Because they haven't really given us anything to, like, aim the Bombard at. And if they just play that, sure, I just kill it. I think we just play this. Just hit him. Next turn we can play the Scrapbot. And exile their graveyard. All Fate Scroll. That's pretty good for us, actually. Virus Beetle. Alright, so I don't think I care about this land. Actually, do we care about the land? I could just play the Mechan to get back the Dauntless Scrapbot. So yeah, let's do that. Sure. so next attack. And then I'll just play another land and say go. I could have pitched a land there, but I didn't want to hit 6, so there is that. We do have our opponent kind of dead on board unless they interact with our Hellkite and our Mechan, which is not bad, actually. Opponent's deep in the tank. They got a Mechanozoa. Alright. Tapping it down. And a Cloud Sculpt Technician. Please, yes, attack with the beetle. That's funny. Because I'm not blocking with my Mechan, you know. Let's see. So there's a Depressurize, which seems pretty good here. I'm gonna scrap bot the opponent. Okay, we're gonna play the swamp and depressurize this thing. If a non-land permanent left the battlefield, so let's do that now. Oh, we drained them for one. So if they kill anything, they're dead. Because of the Caesarean Voidborn. Yep. GG. Just had to be aggressive there. Alrighty. Good first match. We were punchy, and we got there. We don't need no 2-drops, right? Probably could use some 2-drops. We have 2-drops in the deck. We do. They're there. They're there. Everybody calm. It's our next opponent. 1-0 going into round 2. I should have changed the Tonberry. This will be interesting. I can keep this, especially because our opponent like mulliganed. I'm gonna play the red source first in case we draw the 1-drop. Oh, I took that out, didn't I? Yeah, I did. No, I have it in there. There's also an Embrace Oblivion. Yep. Alright, Depressurize is pretty good. And that dies immediately. I can't have them ramping. Next turn, it's Scrapbot. Sure. Okay. Actually, that needs to die, right? So, kill that. Now, next turn, it's Scrapbot. Non-token artifact does damage. Okay. Seems okay. Play this. Exile their graveyard. Create a lander. Next. End turn. I think next turn we can... Aw, they killed it. Are we gonna die to poison? When this creature enters until end of turn. Let's see, I could play this, or I can... We do need to... I don't think we're gonna die to poison. Non-token artifact can do 2 poison counters. It's funny. When this creature dies... Okay, so we don't care about that. Yeah, let's just play this stupid big thing. Ooh! Okay, last card was a counter spell. Sure. Taken 2. What does this do? Okay. Bombard is 4 damage to target creature for 3 mana. And then this is... Creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. So... I can cast this... Because the Voidborn doesn't really do anything here, right? Well, their hands empty. I'm just gonna kill this now. I don't want to die to poison. And then next end turn, we can crack this for health. Pass, but I think we're just gonna crack the lander for a red source. Fix our draws a little bit as well, right? By thinning our deck ever so slightly. Orbital plunge. Okay, that seems not bad. We can get back that thing or this thing. So let's play the grab ship. Actually, let's get back the Mechin. And then play this guy as a 2-drop. And then we're not blocking, so crewing. We're not crewing, but we're doing that. Sure. Okay. Play land. We could plunge that now, but probably just play this. Get back the view battlefield. What's in their yard? 2, 3, done. View browser. Probably just want the beckoner, right? Because then we can warp this. Start crewing this. Next. Hit for 5, gain 3. Pretty good turn, actually. Now we have a 3-2 flying lifelinker, a 3-3 flying interceptor mechan, and the Voidborn, which is never going to, what is this? Debris field crusher. Oh no! Okay. Not my little guy. It's okay. Yep, they definitely hit us. I think we plunge that now, right? Actually, do I care? I could just like play... Oh no, that's the void thing. If I plunge, I could play the Skittermaw. Actually, you know what? That thing doesn't matter. Let's just play the if I play the Skittermaw... No, you know what I do? I think we crack this to gain 3. Technically 4. Play this to draw 2. Ping our opponent for 2. Play this. Play this. That becomes a 3-3, so it can block that. And that becomes a 4-4. Alright, next turn we have the plunge and we have the mechan, and they can't really attack into this Skittermaw. Hey, good game. That's the GG's. Alrighty. It looked like we could have accidentally died to poison earlier. This Virulent Silencer, this is a trap, first of all. But they were in the blue-red deck, which I believe is an artifact deck. Artifact aggro, right? Yeah, it's artifact aggro. This was pretty good, Debris Field Crusher, but then it's only a 1/5 if you station it, which is so bad for 5 mana. Leave match. Here's our next opponent. We're 2-0, going into round 3 with black-red void aggro. This looks okay, I want to say. We can keep this. I just need to draw a land. Famous last words. But I think this is the kind of hand that you can keep. Ooh, a 1/1 Death Toucher, eh? That's not a land! Hate that. Hate that for us a lot. Hilderblade, okay. Get us, sure. That's not a land either, but a Depressurize is not terrible. End turn. What is this equipped for? 4, okay. Beginning of combat, gains first strike. I'm gonna kill that, which does trigger their void at the end of their turn. Yep. Zookeeper Mechan. God damn it. Where's my lands? If I could hit another land, that'd be wonderful, actually. Yep, no blocks here. Just waiting on a land. When that thing dies... Oh, thank you. Okay, so... Flying, when it becomes tapped, draw a card. I think the correct thing to play here is the Mononist. Because it just trades with the Hull Carver. And I'm not attacking here because we're at 14. This can just block the Beamsaw Prospector pretty well. So I think that, like, we have pretty good stuff lined up here in terms of, like, what we can trade, right? They could just put that on there, sure. I 100% trade here. Because that's a 5-2, sure. But I get a 2-2 out of it, and then when this re-equips there, it still gets blocked, you know what I mean? Alright, there's another land, that's pretty good. We can bombard here. I think we just play the Swarm color. We have another blocker, just in case. No attacks. We could block the 4-2. We're gonna hold up rather the removal and... Oh, a 0-4. Sure. Put a land into the battlefield tapped, which does move the Hilda Bilda. Sure. They probably put that on there, yeah. That makes sense. It's a 3-5 now. I think we attack with the Swarm color. Don't sacrifice anything. See what they do. Because we could always Faller's Faithful it. But I think it might actually be better to just, like, Dubious Delicacy it. We'll attack like this. Decline. Okay. End turn. This is fine. We'll probably bombard at the end of their turn. Or Dubious Delicacy. Okay, whenever this attacks... Sure. It is the mirror. We're both black-red decks. Pass. Sure. I'm gonna play this now. Yeah, no response, so we just get that. And then we could attack with the Swarm color. Okay. That's a great target for our Bombard. Sure. Is that a 5-5 now? Ugh. Alright. I guess I could just kill it with Faller's Faithful. What's funny is I think we just, like, throw this at them. Play that. Play the Bruntar. Right, it's the 6-6 with reach, and then Faller's Faithful kill it. And I think we sacrifice our Dubious Delicacy to it. To draw a card. Sure. There's an Embrace Oblivion. Alright, well, I guess we could just play the 6-6 then. Because it blocks the 5-5 pretty well. Thank you, Zookeeper Meccan. Now this turns any of our land draws into additional spells, which is great, right? Because of the landfall trigger on Territorial Bruntar. And it represents something that they're going to have to get rid of. I don't know if the Hilda Blade is going to be any particularly good, right? Play this. See what we get off of this. Okay. Peregrine Beckoner. When it enters, target creature you control gets +2/+0, and when it dies, return it tapped. Oh, I just play it. Okay. So that. Next. Attack with this. When it dies, return it tapped. Okay. They just trading their 2-1, that's fine. I don't actually care. I think we Embrace Oblivion the 5-5. Actually. And I think we do trade away our token for it. Right? I'm sorry. No. This. Because this way, like, if they want to equip the Hilder Blade, they probably have to pay for it, right? Sacrifice another creature or artifact, surveil one. Okay. Equip 4, so it's a 6/3. But it doesn't fly. So, like, I'm not too worried about that. And we could just bombard it if I don't, play that. Get another free card. I could have, I guess, attacked with the Beckoner. Decline. I'm gonna leave up Bombard. In case they get anything. Okay, I guess they're just taking it. Take 5. And... I guess we could draw 2. Nah, let's leave up Bombard. Yeah, our opponent's like top decking a bunch of nothing. Like... Alright, so they got that. They can crew it. Oh, wow. They're not even going for the crew. Good game. I'm not crew. Station. They're not even going for the station. They're just like, what am I getting next? Never mind. Wow. Our deck is pretty good, isn't it? Leave match. Here's our next opponent. We're 3-0 going into round 4 with Rakdos aggro. It's void aggro too. It's like fun. We actually have a 1-drop and a 2. Ooh, and a 3. All right, we can keep this. This is actually really good. Play the 1. Opponent's got something for 1 blue mana. All right, it's this thing. That's pretty good for us, actually. Because we can Nova Hellkite kill it, yeah? They'll probably counter the Zookeeper mech in here. Never mind. Play this. No attacks. This can block the Starfighter pilot, but this does surveil for them. Cryo Shatter. Rude. They're leaving up counter magic. I guess we don't block here. I'm gonna play the Mononist. See if they have counter magic. Because the Mononist can, like, you know, trade a few times here. We'll attack with this dork. Plus, the Slag Drill Scrapper can, like, sacrifice the mechan if I ever need to, like, draw a card. You know what I mean? Sure. That sounds like a trade to me. Like, I'm not at all dismayed about that trade. Dismayed about the trade. Yes. Code Cracker Hund. Okay. Did they warp it? They did warp it, yeah. I think that's the only way to play that card. Alrighty then. Attack with this Dorcas Malorcus. They're taking it. Alright. One of the target creature, if it wasn't dealt damage, its controller draws 2. I guess I could just sacrifice the mechan to the Faithful. To draw 2. That's probably the best thing we can do here. Two lands, not great. Not thrilled about that. Sure. Mechan Assemblar. Okay. It becomes tapped Surveil 1. I will 100% trade here. Okay, so play this. Just get in. Sure. No blocks. We might just decode transmission next turn. Memnon. Alright, what do you do? Look at the top card of your library, you may cast artifacts. Artifacts you have tap, add blue. Spend this mana only to cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand. Okay. This has menace. So I think what I do here is I warp this, pay the 2, sacrifice it to the scrapper to draw a card, and then decode transmissions, right? So let's do that. Cast it warp. Next, attack, attack, attack. They're just taking it, okay. Alright, so we're gonna pay to sacrifice another. Oh, it's not an artifact or land. Okay. Never mind. We did trigger Void, but let's put our opponent at Embrace Oblivion. Ah, that would have been great. It's another artifact or a land, right? To draw a card. Okay. Sure. Pass. All Fate Stalker, sure. Sure, that makes sense. Then they attack with everything? Oh, it's the puppy again. Okay. I think they're just dead here, right? Because if they attack with everything, I Embrace Oblivion, kill their Stalker, this re-enters, kills that, we hit them for 4 in the air. I don't even think I have to block here. Okay, so... Very disciplined of them. No blocks. Pass to damage. I'm gonna sacrifice a land to draw a card. Okay, so play a land. We Embrace Oblivion to kill the Stalker, which helps us kill the Hound. This one? Oh. Doesn't matter, right? Does it matter? It doesn't matter. Get this back. Kill that. Warp this in. They block that, and they're still dead to... yeah, okay. Hey, 4-0. Not bad, I want to say. Ah, view battlefield. They were very disciplined with not attacking with their the right hand. They could have gone for the 7 damage, and they didn't. Which was very disciplined, very disciplined of them. Actually, leave match. Here's our next opponent. We're 4-0 going into round 5 with Rakdos Void Aggro. This is the first time we're going first too. We can keep this. Yeah, I'll keep that. Because we have a 2, some 3s. Red Tiger Mechan. Gone. Chrome Companion. Right. Play the Scrapper. Scrapbot, sorry, this is the Scrapper. If they attack with this, I don't think we block. I think we just, like, send it in. Or take the 2, right? Although it does represent, like, a 3-point life swing because they gain a life. Yeah, see? They're just like, I'm not taking damage from that. Okay, so... I'm gonna warp this in. I'm gonna sacrifice this to get a black source. Because I don't think we need the depress here. And I will attack. Sure. We gain another life, drain them for another point, and then this gets warped. And the next turn we can Red Tiger Mechin. Unless there's something I need to depressurize. Like that. I don't want them to have the flyer. Especially when we have Fell Graveship in our hand, right? It blocks the Red Tiger Mechin pretty well too. So it blocks it without like like either creature dying, you know. Arch Enemy's Charm. Okay. And they play the 2/2, sure. We'll play this and then play the 6/6. No tax. There's no reason for us to they use their removal spell to get back 2 creatures with the Arch Enemy's Charm, so Nutrient Block. I'm under the impression that that's like not a bad card. I'm gonna attack with the 6/6. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. 2 damage. That's a shame, but that's also like not a good card. And do I leave up the Delicacy or do I just cast the Fell Graveship? There's nothing that I want to get back from my graveyard, so I'm going to end my turn here. I'm going to leave up the Delicacy. Because we can cast it and then sacrifice it to something. Gain control of target artifact, untap it, gains haste if it's a spacecraft. That's a shame. I guess we're taking 6. Pass. Are they not attacking with the 6/6? I was about to say, like... yeah, you know what? I will be taking like 8, so I don't want to make it 10. Resolve. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, you may sacrifice... Oh, they might sacrifice my Bruntar. Yep. Okay, so we're not taking 6. We're taking... or not taking 8, rather. We're taking just 2. And I think we sacrifice this to do 2 to the... Or sorry, 3 to the face. Because it also drains them for 1. Okay, so... Play this. Depress, sure. We still drain them for 1 there. Like, this Voidborn's gonna be a problem. Mill 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Actually, I do want the Hellkite instead. And we could just start trying to station this with these 2. Actually, with just the Voidborn, I think. Because I'd rather crack my lands to draw cards here with the Slag Drill Scrapper. But next turn we're going to play the Nova Hellkite and just swing in with it. Especially because I don't think we have any 6-drops in the deck now, so we don't really need to have 6 mana. Right, there's a Pedigree Beckoner. Beginning of end step, if a non-land permanent left the battlefield or a spell was warped this turn, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Okay, so... I could sacrifice that to... just send it in. Sure. Bang it. Next. Attacking with just that. Going to 4. They do have nutrient blocks, so like they are at a functional 11 life. All right, they're going to 4. Then we're going to do that. End turn. And we can use Slag Drill Scrapper to sacrifice a swamp for a card. Our opponent has 4 cards in hand though, and technically they have 5 if they sacrifice the nutrient block. They didn't spend any mana last turn, so they're like deep, deep, deep. Or maybe they're just flooded. Maybe they're missing a color. It is the mirror though again, right? Black-red. Is black-red like particularly sought after? Orbital Plunge. Oh, I guess we sacrifice. Oh, it's another artifact or land. Never mind. Cancel. Resolve. I thought it was any creature. Oh wow, that's right. It drains them. I'm gonna sacrifice a land here. Gravepack Mononist. Okay. Play this. Play the Skittermaw. Might as well play the land. Gonna crew this up. Next. No attacks here. End turn. Because that way they're kind of dead to a lot of things, right? Grant, they're at 6 life technically. The Insatiable Skittermaw though is essentially a sorry, not the Skittermaw, sorry. The our opponent's rather essentially at 6 life because they can crack the block for food or for life at any point. Did I get my... No, I didn't. Okay. So the black-red Mechan, the Interceptor Mechan hasn't been drawn yet. Sure. You're drawing a card, gaining 3 life. Pretty good start there. But it's also really good for us, because if they don't add to the board here in a meaningful way... 0-point Volad, sure. Oh, they're just dead to this. Wow. I don't know if they were trying to kill themselves on their own terms, or if they just didn't realize that my Caesarean Voidborn... I didn't realize it would go off that many times either. What'd they kill again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creatures? And they did 2 to themselves? Wowza! Wowza! Yeah, they pinged themselves like 5 times in addition to taking 2. Leave match. That was fun. Here's our next opponent. We are 5-0 with Rakdos Void Mongering. This is a great hand, actually. We got the Zookeeper Mechan into a couple 4-drops. So I can keep this. If they don't kill our Mechan, we can just play out the team leader. I think that's pretty good, actually. Umbral Caller Zealot. Alright, so we do play this. This is just a 3-2, right? Yeah, sacrifice another creature. So it's a free sacrifice outlet, so we're not blocking that. No blocks. Galactic Wayfarer. Alright. That's not great for me. I can double Void here, but I don't think I want to. I think we just play the, God. So here's the thing, right? And I'm not thrilled about this. So much of our stuff just doesn't match up very well. I think we kill the Zealot here. Because if I attempt to kill the Wayfarer, they get a scry off of it. So at least this way, we, something, 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 dark side. Wormwall Sweeper. Alright, so two flying... What? Only stations for 4. That doesn't seem terrible. 2/2 could fly with station for 4, but when it enters Surveil 2. That doesn't seem bad, actually. That, like, legitimately doesn't seem bad. think they hit us for 3 here. Ooh, Beam Saw Prospector. Sure. Monk. Alright, so we're gonna play this, and then I'll leave this up. We have access to 5 mana. I think we just play this. I don't think, like, we care. I think I could just trade this for the Wayfarer. Yep. Getting in for 2. Because I do think I trade this for the rate. Oh, come on. Dubious Delicacy. What a fantastic card. Alright. Yep. Not blocking. Sure. Okay. Too many lands, actually. I will play this. But we're blocking again. Especially because they have that flyer. No attacks, end turn. And like I was saying, too many lands. We're going to thin our deck by cracking a lander at the end of their turn, or if they attempt to kill my Mechan. Jesus Christ. Okay. Sure. Yep. Opponent's real hesitant to attack with the Prospector. I don't think we block here. Pass. I have so many red sources in my hand. I'm gonna get a black source. Oh my god. Can I have anything but? Let's see. There's the Bruntar, which has reach, but we can't cast it right now. Or the Team Leader, which is what we're going to grab here. But yeah, this is looking pretty dire, I'm gonna say. And this stations for that much? Yeah, no thanks. No attacks. End turn. This is pretty dire, and I think it's because we've drawn so many lands and no real action. None of our removal spells, right? And our opponent's been like going remove, 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 and that's not been great for us, right? Oh yeah, we're just dead. Good game. I forgot about that mode. Even though we just used it last game. Oh boy, alright. So our draws were pretty bad. That'll happen. We drew so many lands. And not enough anything else. Oh well, done. Leave match. Hey, here's our next opponent. We're 5-1. Going into round 7 of this first draft for me. We got a Dubious Delicacy and no 2-drops. We're going second. So I think I can keep this, especially because our opponent is going first and they took a mulligan. We just gotta draw land. Just gotta draw land. Sure. Not a land. But it is a 2-drop, but it's not a land. Get to send it in for free. That's a 2-drop from the opponent. Wormwall Sweeper. It strikes me as being better than it looks. We'll warp this in. Okay, so they're getting... Oh, they're gonna get to station this immediately. Yep. Land. Oh my god. That's bad. We don't have to discard. But I will just, like, void this because I don't want to, like... Oh, god. Alright. I don't want to end up having, like, too many cards in my hand, you know what I mean? Yeah, then they just play that. Other 2 bodies. This is real bad for us. Need to draw a 3rd land game. There we go. Alright, so I think the play here is actually to hold up removal. No, we don't hold up removal. We just kill this thing now. Not doing. Because if they have a pump spell, it's just like, well, there goes that, right? Auxiliary boosters. That's pretty good. That's not... That's not a land again. I didn't cut a land either, so like that. This is why it's somewhat frustrating. Sure. Left Blade Enhancer, which puts a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 creatures. Wow. Okay. Now we can't win. There's no way. We're just too far behind here. Yeah. See. All right. So good game. Let's see. That wasn't a game. It was the exact opposite of what we just had to deal with the previous game, but it didn't feel like a game at all, right? Opponent just got to curve out and they beat down pretty hard. That I think that hand is a keep 90% of the time. So not drawing the land in how many turns was like real bad for us though. Leave match. Here's our next opponent. We're 5-2 going into round 7? 8. Round 8. We had a really good run up until like very recently. We're going first and we get to keep this. Yeah, this is a 3 technically. This is also a 3. Hilderblade. Okay. Whenever that becomes tapped, Surveil 1. Okay. I'm just gonna play this 2/2. I don't want to play the Hellkite when they could play like an X1 on one of these turns, right? Like if they play the 1/1 Death Toucher, it's great for us. Sure, that's depressurized. We drain them for 1. Right, we take 2. I don't think that counts for Void, does it? They're surveilling 1. Oh, it does count for Void. Okay. Up to 1 other target creature. Let's see. If that creature wasn't dealt damage this turn, draw a... Its controller draws 2 cards. I don't think we want to do that then, right? God, that's a 5/3. Alright, so... submit 0. I'm not going to give them the cards. If they kill it, they kill it, right? Sunblade Chaplain, sure. It's a 3/2. If you control 2 or more tapped creatures. Vote out! Ooh! That's very good. That is very, very, very good. And then they put a 1/1 counter on a creature they control. Yup. And this is the one that taps a creature or an artifact. Okay. So this is kind of bad. We're in a bad position. I can cast Felgraf Ship to get something back, and then cast Zookeeper Mechan, but it can't block any of these creatures. Conversely, I can play Nova Hellkite, and it can only block the Starfighter Pilot, and then the Sunstar Chaplain like gets to get in. Or they just like remove a token, and you know, we're pretty well fucked here. Is the thing that I want to get at. I could play the Hellkite and the Mechan and attack with warping in the Hellkite and then attack for 4, but like that doesn't do it. I don't know. You sure with that one? Attack with this. At least this way we might be able to like chump block. I don't think we want to chump block though. I think we just want to keep up the God damn it. I don't know. Yeah, they just hit us. Okay. Do we just take 9? I guess we're taking 9. All I got. Yep. Let me put a token on there, sure. 6/6. Oh, you know what I should have done? I probably should have played the Bruntar and then played the land. But then they tap. No attacks. We gotta remain defensive here. If they have a removal spell, I'm just kind of dead, right? They do have a removal spell. Cool. Cool. And they also had Vote Out, which was very good earlier, you know. Servandum. Okay. We definitely block here. Yep. Because otherwise we're just dead. But I don't think we survive this, right? Yeah, we're just like super dead. It was going so swimmingly until like these last 3 matches were just like, yeah, we're just dead. I think you put a token on that guy actually, yeah. And we don't have a board wipe, not that it would matter. I'm curious what we get here. So we would definitely get the Mechan, and we definitely play the Mechan, but then we also say good game. I mean, we definitely get the, what was it called? The Voidborn, probably. But I'm gonna scoop here, because, like, we can't do anything about this board. Our more control-y game plan kind of died out to this. Another match where... View battlefield. How much removal did we draw? None? Yeah. Yeah, that'll do it. Not having removal sometimes is what kills you. Leave match. Like, at any point previous to that, if we had, like, any of our removal spells, any of our 3-mana removal spells, I think we would have been fine, but we didn't draw any of them. So we died. I guess we did have the 3-1 that, like, would have drawn them 2 cards, but that draws them 2 cards in exchange for a 2/2, which I don't think is good. I do not believe that that's a good trade, right? And then they just draw into more removal. So, yep. Let's look at the deck real quick. I think that this deck was fine. It was my first draft. You know, I kind of married black-red pretty early with the Hellkite, and I want to say like a fair amount of the black cards that we got. Timeline color, apparently this is a very good card in Constructed, but also not bad in this deck, right? Being able to warp things and then trigger all these warp things was pretty good. Let's see. I feel like we didn't do much with the Skittermaw, the Voidborn. I think this would be a lot better if it triggered off of warp, right? If it said like whenever you warp a creature or whenever a creature or artifact you control dies, right? I think that would have been like significantly better for what this deck is trying to do. But it's just another Blood Artist effect, so that's probably what they really wanted it to function as opposed to like, yeah, it's just warp, baby. The Mechan, this felt great. The Nova Hellkite felt great. The Bruntar felt pretty good too. There's a lot of really good stuff in this deck. The Scrapbot was also like just a fine card, a fine 3/1 that would exile your opponent's graveyard. That felt like it never mattered. But you never know until your opponent goes like, oh yeah, what did we do that last turn? That actually felt pretty good. It's just we were so far behind. Fell Grav Ship into Interceptor Mechan and get like that back, and then get another 3-drop. Like that felt really good, right? Unfortunately, it was too little too late. So if you enjoyed that and you're still watching, leave a comment. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your mom. Tell your mom I said hi. But more importantly, come on over to twitch.tv/DickRecord. Link in the description, where you can catch your streaming video games, leather crafting, and other sort of nonsense every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from around 4 to around 8 Eastern Standard Time. But with that out of the way, I'm out of here. You have a wonderful rest of your evening, folks.